The following program is rated TV MANOC. It contains a big pair of nuts directly on your chin. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
What's going on, fam? It's your boy, Papa Swolio, back with some more nuts on your chin. Are you ready for some nuts? That chin's been a little bit chilly. Thank you so much for being here. Reminder, subscribe to my second channel, Daily Swole Podcast. I'll put it in the cards and the description down below, and you can also, if you're not a watcher, you can catch the podcast everywhere: Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google, Apple, Android, doesn't matter. I'll put all those links. You can bang your ear holes with some knowledge cock every single day, as well as coming here for your nuts on your chin. This video is about the information overload in the fitness industry. There are so many channels that make videos with very clickbaity titles that want to entice you to lose weight faster, that want to entice you to spot reducing fat. They take one study and they extrapolate it into this long video that adds information into your brain hole. And the reason why I keep my content so fucking basic is I know where my expertise lies. I know where my lanes are. I know how to stay on fucking track with what I know. And what I see from all my members, from all the people that ask questions, it's not the higher level science that is the problem, that is what we need to know. People have been getting in shape and being lean and managing their weight for fucking decades before the internet even existed. So this is nothing new. This is nothing magical. It's the hard work, it's the sleeping, it's the nutrition, it's the meditation, it's the active recovery, it's the yoga, it's the hard work. It's not whether or not you're drinking African goat milk at 6 a.m. before your training to increase the metabolic burn when you're doing your high intensity cardio training 3 days a week. I just get so many questions that are very high level, things that I've never even thought about myself. Now, this doesn't mean that, oh, if I've never thought about it, then it's not important. But what I see is people getting inundated and just eye fucked and ear fucked with so many different things that are just really not applicable to get the results that you want. And if you want results, it's hard work. It takes years. You have to train really fucking hard, which means you don't just go to the gym and lift weights and count to 10, you're done. You have to fucking work your ass off. You have to push yourself. You have to undo and eliminate that governor that tells you, hey, stop, this really burns, this really feels uncomfortable. Like, no, fuck you, two more. You're pushing. And you're not just doing that for a day, you're doing that for weeks and months and years. And you have to eat right and sleep right and recover properly and not get hurt and learn how to mitigate that soreness and mitigate that breakdown that you cause in the gym. This is what gets people results. We're so worried about all these small little details when it comes to nutrition that the top scientists in the fucking world have not yet figured out. Now, you might believe, oh, it's plant-based, oh, it's animal, oh, it's carnivore, oh, it's vegan. No one knows the fucking answer yet, okay? We're just scratching the surface with food allergies and sensitivities. Education is great. Research is great. Pursuing more knowledge is excellent. But I think with the internet, with social media, one of the issues is you have endless videos, just fucking billions of hours of content to go through. And a lot of people feel like they have to keep on going through all of it rather than getting some tunnel vision, focusing on a couple things and putting in some fucking work. I'm really glad that I got into fitness when I did. I didn't have access to all this stuff. I had to find it like in magazines. I had to find it in like a couple blogs that existed back then. And it was all about the work. It was about the effort. It was about training hard. It was about eating fucking food and doing it regularly and eating a caloric surplus and lifting heavy and fucking adding weight and doing negatives, like the actual physical work and the act of eating. It was on those fundamentals. Getting enough calories, learning how to eat and learning how to prep food and have it in advance. It wasn't all the nuances, even though we talk about now with inflammatory foods. I didn't know about that when I got results. I feel so much better now and I look at all the bloating that I had when I was gaining weight because I was pounding fucking bread and all this crap that I don't recommend for anyone now. And that's why I'm doing what I do. That's why I make these fucking videos, because I want you to avoid the pitfalls that I got involved with. I don't want you to gain extra water weight and fat when you don't have to. I don't want you to suck down all these supplements that didn't help me in retrospect. The reason why I got results because I ate the right way in terms of caloric surplus. I ate regularly. I prepped my food. I prioritized my training. I slept well or as best as I could. And I did my recovery and I trained hard in the fucking gym like a beast. Like I did the actual physical work. I applied the information. And if you just go by the information, there's too much to apply. There really is. When I do the Ask Papa Swolio episodes, some of the questions that get asked to me, I've never even thought about. I've never even thought to ask anyone. And I look at that, I'm like, why does this person fucking care about this answer? What makes this person think that that's important? Of course, I answer the question to the best of my ability, but that's, I think, is the real issue. It's why these questions are being asked. It's because there's so much information, it creates confusion. You have an abundance of information, too much. There is such a thing as too much information because it blurs the actual hard fucking work. So I implore you to focus on the basics. If you're worried about the supplements, you have to go back to the fucking basics. The basic lifts, the basic training, the basic hard fucking work, the basic caloric intake. Fuck all the details about the macros. Eat food. You want to gain, eat more. You want to lose, eat less. You need to strength train. You need to do yoga. You need to fucking sleep. You need to get your recovery. You need to drink enough water. And if you're consistent as fuck with all those things, you're gonna get results. You're gonna lose fat. You're gonna build muscle. You're gonna get all those things. And every single time people ask these higher level science questions, which are great, and I applaud you for taking interest in your health and for looking up this information. But the latest cutting edge research might be all well and good, but it's not gonna change the fact that the basics work, the same basics that have worked for hundreds of years. And especially since bodybuilding and fitness got really popular in the last century. The human body is the same as it's been for the last 5,000 fucking years. We still gain and lose weight the same way. We just have access to abundance of food, abundance of technology, abundance of ease of living. We just have abundance. We have too much of everything and we don't know where to start. If you didn't have all this stuff, all this internet, all this information, you'd be out there doing the work, figuring it out. And I'm not saying you should ignore everything you read. I'm not saying you shouldn't learn, you shouldn't listen to podcasts, you shouldn't watch videos. Hell, I want you to watch my videos. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and blow this fucking high level smoke up your ass. And a lot of YouTubers will do that. A lot of people on this fucking platform will do that. They'll read a study, make a whole big fucking video about it. It sounds cool because they read it from a fucking note card, but they're not scientists. This stuff has not been figured out yet. You don't need to know all the mechanisms of the fucking body in order to train hard and build muscle. You don't need to be a fucking scientist. You don't need to have a degree. You don't need to know all this shit. You don't need to know all of it. And some of these videos I watch, I'm like, oh my God, this person has millions of followers and they're just confusing the shit out of people. It causes a lot of anxiety. I know that. If anything, I can promise to you that I will not blow smoke up your fucking ass. I will not use words and terminology that's going to confuse you in order to sell a product. This is the fucking truth. This is what I do. This is what I've done. This is my experience. And more by just seeing the questions. Like I can hear the voice in the questions that are being asked. I can just hear the anguish and the confusion, the concepts pulling from different directions. People just feel fucking lost. So they feel helpless and they end up doing nothing. So I'm telling you, fam, don't inundate yourself with information. The real results come from the hard work. The real results comes from the effort and comes from the constant application of those basic principles. So whenever you are in doubt, whenever you are confused, always just go back to the basics, reset the basic list, the basic nutrition. That's why we go over the elimination diet here and in Swolenormous X, for those of you that are members, that's what we talk about, the basic approach to checking out which foods work best for your body, with sensitivities, with allergies, with just, how you fucking feel. It always goes back to the basics. If you're not sleeping well, if you're not training hard enough, if you're not eating enough calories, or if you're eating too much calories, if you're not meditating and practicing yoga, like you have a lot of fucking shit to work on. And those fundamentals are gonna build a better physique and a better life for you than any of these supplements and higher level scientific training techniques and modalities that you're gonna read about, because it gets views and it sounds cool and it fluffs that person's fucking ego. But until you master the basics, you got nothing.
Whoa, coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like whoa. Coming at me like that, like wish that I care, but I don't. And I swear, if you want, we can flow. Coming ready for the smoke. Murder she wrote, but I don't even dare. I got places to go. Coming ready for the show. Sacred the goat. We got royal affairs. We gon' win on the low. Coming ready for the glow. You taking notes, have a seat, take a chair. You may think that